Welcome to the Shaggy Shane 2021 season premiere episode. You know it, you love it. It's football season, and we're here to kick it off and kick it off in style.
Let's do it.
For the third year in a row, Phi'Del Blocker from Chiefs or Die is joining me again. The previous two seasons that Phi'Del joined me to kick off the season, the Chiefs responded by going to the Super Bowl. So I figure let's do it a third year in a row.
Right.
I'm not superstitious, but I definitely like the way it is trending. Right. Phi'Del Blocker, how in the hell are you doing?
I'm winning and I'm grinning.
You know
Just
it.
Like
you
our boys.
know it. You know it.
So, yeah. I think we definitely are trending in the right direction.
Hell yeah, baby. Three Super Bowls. We got to get a third one. We got to get our third one. We got two.
Number 3.
We got to get one more.
Got to get number 3.
That's why we're here together to kick it off again. You know what it's up.
Definitely got to get number 3 and number 4 and number 5. But let's just keep it with let's keep it all in context. We're gonna get number 3, moving right along. So yeah, I think that the energy that both of us put out into the air, into the world, you know, I think it's a good thing. And we haven't really actually been able to be this happy as Chiefs diehards. You know, I'm 40 years old. This just started being, fun, as far from a winning perspective in the last like 5-6 years. So I think that us doing the kickoff, opening up the season, doing this show every year is trending in the right direction. We got it. We got something going. I think that we're definitely on our way to our third Super Bowl.
Heck yes, right. Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs freaks worldwide of all ages. We are going to talk specifics. We are going to talk position battles from the cornerbacks and the wide receivers that we will see in a couple weeks in training camp. But Phi'Del, I want to talk to you specifically. I want to look back with you specifically, just to briefly, if we can. Okay. You were at the last 2 Super Bowls. You were at Tampa Bay and you were at Miami. Right. We touched on the Miami Super Bowl a year ago, but I want to touch on them both here. What was your experience like 6 months ago when you went to Tampa Bay throughout the entire city, the week of the Super Bowl leading up to it, as well as the post, what you had to deal with afterwards? Because, I got to be honest with you. You did a Facebook Live video after the Super Bowl, and there was a bunch of Buccaneer fans walking through downtown Tampa Bay going, F the Chiefs! Right. F the Chiefs! Right. And they were screaming. If I was there, I probably would have put my head down and said, crap, this sucks. Right. You looked at those rowdy Buccaneer fans. Right. You jumped into the mob. Right. And you survived. Right. You said, F with us. Right. F with us. You were in the mob of the Buccaneer fans giving the Chiefs Kingdom shit. Right. If you want to explain, though, not only that, and I want to get your opinion on what it was like jumping into the mob of the Buccaneers. What was it like in Tampa Bay as well, leading up to that moment in the game, of course?
Well, I want to be perfectly clear when I say this. Tampa Bay was magnificent. Thumbs up to the city. Thumbs up to the organization. Thumbs up to the fans. Of course, I don't identify with fans. I only identify with diehards. But, thumbs up to everybody. It was a great city. It was beautiful. The way that they had the Riverwalk set up, all of the attractions, so all the clubs, the bars. It was a great time. We had a great time. And I do believe, had COVID not played a factor, it would have been an even better time. But we got to roll with the punches, how they roll out, and we had a great time. That's all I can say. I can say that whoever whoever was on the committees to put things together for Tampa were great. The people were actually great. Fans, they were great. As far as being in somebody's backyard when they just won the most significant thing ever to them, and you're there, you're actually a visitor. I tell people this all the time. I'm a diehard. I'm not a fan. Most of the people that want to pump their chest out and want to try to annoy you and all that stuff, they're fans. They don't do this. I do this for real, not for thrills. This is my lifestyle. This is not a gimmick. It's not something I do on the weekends. It's not, I don't go to a job 7 days a week, 5 days a week, and then on the weekends put on my golden fleece, and I'm a Chiefs fan during football season. This is a 365 day a year thing. You know, since 2017, I've been Chiefs or Die full time. This is what pays me. This is what pays my bills. I only deal with diehards. Anybody that's in my organization that has one of these on is a diehard. They made a commitment to be a part of an organization that's moving and grooving 365 days a year. There is no off season. My off season is actually busier than my on season because I know what happens during the regular season. We got games on Sunday. Everybody's mobilized. But the off season is when I'm doing deals, is when I'm making friends, when I'm making new business partners, when I'm meeting new business partners, you know, actually flying out to meet corporations and, you know, I'm sit down in these boardrooms and get the things done that need to be done for COD to grow. So this is not the get along gang. This is definitely something bigger than a fan club. And I hate when people, you know, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, your fan club. Yeah, look, I got it. This is not a fan club. This is an organization, a diehard organization. We are not fans. Please stop calling us fans.
Were you any fear at all? I mean, it has to be pride. Mm-hmm. It has to be pride. The Chiefs just got their ass kicked in the Super Bowl, and here comes a bunch of rowdy Buccaneers screaming Buccaneer fans screaming F the Chiefs, F the Chiefs, and you didn't sit down. No. You ran into the mob and was screaming "F with us."
Right. You
what was that pride, or did you? I mean, I know that you weren't anticipating putting up your fists and swinging left and right.
I'm ready for all of that. Like you know.
But how were they when you jumped into their mob? And
some people respect it. Others, you know, they're offended. A lot of them are intimidated.
So what did they think you were pretty cool to jump in the pile with them?
I actually got some handshakes and some high fives, you know, so I got some respect, you know what I'm saying? Some people that was like, man, I respect that. They was like, you know, I've never seen anybody really doing what you do.
Check out Facebook Live. You got to follow Phi'Del. You got to follow Chiefs or Die. You can see all of what I'm talking about.
Right.
This actually happened. If you follow this guy after the Super Bowl, I was bummed after the Super Bowl. Before I did my post-game show, I wanted to see how Phi'Del was hanging out after watching the Super Bowl loss. And he was in the throngs of Buccaneer fans saying, hey, I am Chiefs or Die. I am here. He stood freaking strong for Chiefs or Die.
I mean, you know,
and with the Buccaneer fans in his face.
The thing of it is like, I've been this forever. Like, it's not new. It's not, you know, it's not something that I'm practicing trying to get better at. You know? I only know how to be one way, and that's all out. So when I created Chiefs or Die, it was not something that was like, oh, I'm going to only do this. And it's something that I was already doing anyway. I've been, you know, this guy. I just didn't have this fleece, and I didn't have an organization. But I was already this person doing these things and standing hard for Kansas City, standing hard for the Chiefs. So when I created the mob, you know, all I did was found, you know, 50, 60 other people like myself. And when we are in these places, we're always in hostile areas. We go to Oakland. Well, we did go to Oakland.
But you went to Vegas last year.
Yeah, every year. It's a mandatory run.
Chiefs or Die is a chapters. Chiefs or Die has chapters all over the United States. Tribes. I'm sorry about that. They got tribes all over the United States.
Exactly.
As you saw in last year's video, Seaside, California, Florida, many.
Yeah, we have 5 tribes in 4 states. We have Atlanta, Georgia. That's Arrowhead Southeast original. That's the original tribe. That's where I started. Chiefs or Die. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, but I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So I started Chiefs or Die in 2014. Started getting traction in 2015. Jumped off the porch with the fleece 2016, and since 2016 we've taken off. So we got Arrowhead Southeast original tribe, ran by First Lady Cold World. Shout out Cold World. Arrowhead Southeast tribe. That's Atlanta, Georgia. Then we have Arrowhead tribe, which is Kansas City, ran by Chief Mello. Shout out Chief Mello. We have Dallas, which is Longhorn tribe, ran by Chief Prissy. Shout out Chief Prissy. And then we have California, Cali tribe, which we call West Coast tribe, and that's ran by B Boogie with the hoodie. Shout out B Boogie with the hoodie. And we have actually a whole lot of other cities that want to actually tap in and become be able to tribe up and you know what I'm saying, have their own tribes in these cities. But like I said, this ain't the get along game. So
you choose them. You don't stand on a street corner and say, hey, buy this vest.
No.
You don't have anybody at Arrowhead Stadium saying, hey, buy this vest.
No.
Because how Phi'Del reached out to me, he knew I was a fan, a diehard, and he reached out to him. That's what you do. His job's a lot harder than just saying, hey, buy my shirt, buy my logo.
Right.
Chiefs or Die finds you.
Right. You don't choose us. We choose you.
With that being said, check it out. All of everything on Chiefs or Die. With that being said, let's look back at it. You need to let's go back a year and a half. You just went back 6 months. Let's go back a year and a half. You were in Miami when the Chiefs beat the Dolphins. Chiefs beat the San Francisco 49ers for the Super Bowl, and you were there. You got it all on video. What was that experience like?
It's hard to put that experience and feeling into words.
It was all on video. It was magical, but I want Phi'Del to tell them.
So we threw the biggest watch party. That's what we do. If you don't know, Chiefs or Die we the party. So if you go back to 2016, prior to 2016, there were no major movements. There was no major parties being thrown. It was, Chiefs fans were kind of in a pocket. What I did was I'm a party guy. So I just started, once I had established Chiefs or Die, I started throwing major parties in cities, and we created what's called Red and Yellow Weekend. It started in 2016. We were the first. Since then, a lot of people have tried to, duplicate what it is that we do. But Red and Yellow Weekend is the threshold. I invited Chiefs fans from all over to come, and we invade one away game every year. We've been doing it every year since 2016. So Miami, we had already had the momentum. So I was like, I wanted to throw the biggest watch party in Miami for the Chiefs fans, because let's be honest, nobody has $5,000, $6,000. Shout out to Chief Prissy, Longhorn Tribe. She actually paid like $14,000 for 2 tickets and went to the game. So she represented, you know what I'm saying? She represented Chiefs or Die in a major way. Shout out Chief Prissy. She said, she looked me dead in my eyes. She said, bro, I'm not missing this game. And she paid $14,000, and she took her son to the game. So she represented. I actually had 2 on-field passes. Me and Big Helmet had 2 on-field passes to go to the game. But it's more important for me to be with my mob and my following than it was to actually go to that game.
And that was just like a little place off the beach in Miami.
Yeah.
Just it was like a little club, wasn't it?
It was an island, actually. I can't think of the name of the island, but Chiefs or Die and Maxim Magazine was the only people who had parties on this island that weekend. So if you know who Maxim Magazine is, I think we were in great company. So, but I actually teamed up. I partnered up with some guys out of Atlanta who throw tailgates. I won't name them or anything like that. But I teamed up with them. They had all of the hard work already down, but they didn't have the following. So we did a deal. It didn't go well afterwards, but now that's why paperwork and lawyers are involved in everything that I do. But I brought the following because we have the following. We packed it out. It was a bomb event. It
looked incredible on your Facebook Live.
I'm all about the party. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I'm not worried about money. I've been a semi-rich guy. I've been a broke guy. You know what I'm saying? For what I'm trying to do, I just want people to have fun. That's all I care about. I want everybody to have an experience when they are around me, when they're around my crew. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to go home and say, I've never had this much fun than at a football event or whatever than I just had with these people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about, man. Die hard only. You know what I'm saying? So we threw a great event. Miami was Miami. If you've never been to Miami, you should go to Miami. But it was Miami, and then it was Chiefs or Die, because we literally had so much fun. They welcomed us. The event was slamming. After the event, we went and invaded South Beach, and they was like, everywhere we go, we get handshakes and stuff like that, because people are like, we've never seen anything like this before. We've seen fans before, but we've never seen this.
Right.
We are something different. The way that we move is something different. It's like military precision. Everybody's on the same accord. Like I said, to be a part of Chiefs or Die, you have to be a different type of entity. You got to be a different type of person. And it's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood. It's not just men in Chiefs or Die. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, a lot of people think that, you look like an outlaw biker gang. But I'll be telling them, they be like, oh, men. And they be see women with the vest. I'll be like, you will see my sisters with these fleece on. And some of my sisters are more rowdy and diehard than some of my brothers in this. So, no, it's not just men in this organization. It's women, too. So, we did something different. We had fun. Miami was something I can't really explain because it's a feeling.
Right.
And I can't really put that feeling into words, but being a person who has been riding for Kansas City for so hard, I live in another state. So you got to understand, when you live in another big city, and you are a Chiefs fan prior to 2000 and what, 15, 14 or something like that, because we still sucked ass in 2014. You know, I'm banned from stadiums, from a few stadiums I won't name. If you know, you know. I'm banned from stadium. I'm banned from a few stadiums. I'm banned from a few bars. You know what I'm saying? We can have a conversation. Right. We can have a debate. But the disrespect and the touching me, that's never gonna fly. So
never.
So yeah.
Facebook has been the format for Chiefs or Die for so long, but Phi'Del is getting a Chiefs or Die YouTube page going.
Oh, yeah.
Shaggy Shane will do everything to promote it because the Facebook Live page has really showed on Chiefs or Die. You can see all the experiences they had, not only at the last 2 Super Bowls, in the cities of the last 2 Super Bowls, but the away games from Denver, Atlanta, Oakland. It's just a wonderful experience.
We've actually been to, since 2000 and, I'm going to say 2017, we've been to 36 cities.
Wow.
So we
and you got a huge tribe. How many people are in your tribe, would you say?
Well,
I mean, if you just a rough ballpark number just to throw out there of everybody in the United States.
It's
because you got 6 cities.
Yeah, but again, you got to account that, you know, sometimes life throw people curveballs. Right. And I've you know what I'm saying, I've had to part ways with a few members because they can't do what it is. This, like I say, this is not the get along game, and it's not for everybody. Just because you're a fan doesn't mean you're a diehard. Diehard means something totally different. I understand. Oh, I got season tickets, and I've been a season ticket holder for 10 years, and I got a Chiefs room, and I even got a Chiefs mat and on the front of my house, and my cubicle at work is chiefed out, and whoop-de-whoop and wop-de-wop. Okay, you are a great fan, but are you a diehard? I'm not looking for fans. I appreciate fans. Y'all come hang out with us and all that, but to have on one of these is totally different. This is a lifestyle. I'm only interested in people that live, breathe, eat, and sleep this lifestyle. So I would say my numbers have fluctuated. COVID hit us hard. So I think we're probably upwards of 40 diehards at this particular junction.
Chapters.
Yeah. So it's 5 chapters in 4 states.
Okay.
So Atlanta, Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, and California. Phoenix, we are coming. Denver, we are definitely coming. You know what I'm saying? Right. Jacksonville, Florida, we are coming. I've been reached out to as far away as the UK. Shout out my guy, the Brit Chief.
Brad Simcox.
My guy. Now, you want to know a funny story?
Yeah.
I've been following
Brit Chief
for like 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
I used to be all in his comments, hashtagging Chiefs or Die. Right. So when we did the Buffalo thing last year, and he reached out and he was like, "Who is this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, snap, the Brit Chief know who I am." Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't understand. This guy he's from the UK. Right. I've been following him since like 2015. It's been years. Yeah. And I watched his shows. I like all his shows on YouTube, and I always hashtag Chiefs or Die you know what I'm saying, in his comment section. Right. And then when I seen he seen the Buffalo video, I was like, oh, I felt like I made it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I started Chiefs or Die for, to find the diehards. Right. You know, this is a diehards on. That's our slogan, members only. Definitely. But that means diehards only. You know what I'm saying? We do this all year long. I sell a lot of merch. I can't keep the merch. You know what I'm saying? People want me to just show up like, "Oh, you in town? Hey man, we'll pull up if you in town. I just want to see you. I want to see you in person and talk to you." And I'm like, that's what it's all about. It's a brotherhood. It's a sisterhood. It's like a fraternity. You know what I'm saying? We are the ones. We are the diehards. And it's just like, I'm really being able to reach out and touch people and bring people closer together for the love of Kansas City Chiefs football.
Right. Brad Simcox, Brit Chiefs, props to you, buddy. Arrowhead Pride Zone. That is super freaking kick-ass, Phi'Del. You've started a lifestyle that diehards can get involved in.
Right.
I appreciate you reaching out with me. Like I told you, I'm your biggest fan on the porch.
I'm your biggest fan.
I say it on the porch because there's certain things in my life that I can't do, but I'm still his biggest fan on the porch.
Well,
so I'm there with the Chiefs or Die flag.
Well,
on the
you know,
porch.
I always.
I mean that in a good way, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
I always say like, anybody that follows me know I live and die by the words of Shaggy Shane. I've been saying this for like the last 3 years. Shaggy Shane is the voice of Chiefs or Die. If you need to know anything Chiefs related, what's going on, there is a video coming. Whenever there's any movement in the organization with the players, anything like that, Shaggy Shane is on the way. So if you haven't subscribed to his page, for people that are watching this that haven't subscribed, go to YouTube and subscribe to Shaggy Shane. He is the voice of Chiefs or Die. We live and breathe by, you know what I'm saying, the words of Shaggy Shane. He's going to give it to you straight. He's not biased. Listen, if I'm giving this man the props, and I'm a tough cookie, if I'm giving him the props and I live and hang on this every word, you should too. That's all I can say.
I appreciate that, Phi'Del. I appreciate that. All right, let's talk specifics with the Chiefs. Let's talk cornerbacks. The Chiefs lost Bashaud Breeland in free agency to the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. Ironically, the Chiefs picked up the Minnesota Vikings #1 draft pick from 2018 in cornerback Mike Hughes from Central Florida. Right. He's 5'11". You know, some people think, well, he's not a tall corner, but we've seen some film of him, and he's really he's a go-getter. Right. He's a ball hawk. Yeah, so he's not afraid to go after the ball. He sustained some injuries to where he fell out of the Minnesota Vikings' favor, but he has been at camp this year, well, the mini camp for the Chiefs, since he's been on the team for now 2 months. So he's going to be competing for that second spot outside. It's going to be Charvarius Ward, L'Jarius Sneed, Rashad Fenton, Mike Hughes. Don't forget about DeAndre Baker, who was obviously a #1 draft pick for the New York Giants in 2019. He's going to be in the mix as well, but he did sustain an injury in the last game against the Chargers. So they're young. They're hungry. Charvarius Ward was there. He was our starting cornerback when we won a Super Bowl. He gets a lot of knock. Do you feel
I'm knocking.
Okay, you're knocking Charvarius Ward.
Knocking.
Which is understandable. A lot of people don't like him, but he is the seasoned veteran of the group. L'Jarius Sneed, let's be positive here for a second. I want to get your opinion on Charvarius Ward. Okay. But let's look at L'Jarius Sneed.
Shout out Sneed. I hope you're enjoying the SS that you bought from our member. He bought my one of my members here in Arrowhead Tribe. Shout out Money Dog, Butch. He bought Butch's 87 Monte Carlo SS Aeroback.
L'Jarius Sneed?
Yeah.
Kick ass.
Yeah, Butch was driving down the highway and he said his car sped up on the side of him. And he was like, man, I got the clutching because I didn't know what was going on. And he was like, man, I ended up selling the Aeroback to Sneed. I was like, oh, for real? So, man, I hope you're enjoying the car, man.
With that being said, that's an awesome story.
Bro, I got a whole book full of stories.
Okay, but L'Jarius Sneed, the NFL experts even said if they did the draft this year, L'Jarius Sneed would be a top 10 pick.
He's a dog.
Yeah, and he played freaking phenomenal.
He's a dog.
So the Chiefs want to move him outside to possibly take Bashaud Breeland's spot, and maybe Mike Hughes can challenge Charvarius Ward. And maybe move Ward to nickel, or keep Rashad Fenton into nickel and move Charvarius Ward. What is your take? What is it about Charvarius Ward that you don't like? Or what is it that you love all Chiefs players?
I do love all Chiefs players.
Let me ask the question. What is the criticism you have of Charvarius Ward?
I've just seen him he's been blown. He's been, he's like our Achilles heel. And let me say this. This is not me bashing him. But when we just like roll out the tape, you know what I'm saying? They pick on him. Whenever we play a high level quarterback, they know he's their out. You know what I'm saying? They know that he's either going to get beat on the step, he's going to get lost in a route, and I know it. Every time we third and 12 and they need it, they pick on him. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, he's in the NFL. Do not get me wrong. To even be on the bench is a major accomplishment, because for every one person that's on any professional bench in any league, it's a million people that try to be where he's at. and he has playing time. He is an actual starter.
Right.
So I'm not knocking him, but it's just like,
if there's any criticism to have to the secondary, it's going to be with
it's going to be with Ward. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking you. If you're watching this, brother, I'm not knocking you because you in the league. You are definitely in the NFL. That says a lot. But how I'm looking at it, I want you to look at it through my eyes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. I see you getting beat. When off-season rolls around, work on your craft. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you don't or he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to put the fear in these quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think I'm the one to play with? You think I'm
the weak link?
You think I'm the weak link? I'm going to make you not throw the ball on my side. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make you think twice before you think you're going to drop back 2 steps, 3 steps, and then launch the ball on the man that I'm guarding. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like everything requires elevation. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to prove to everybody that he's not the one to play with.
Right.
You know? So
the best thing about Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs defensive coordinator, he can cover up any weak links. Steve Spagnuolo can cover up as to where Bob Sutton, his defense was like, okay, get to the quarterback.
He's really gonna say that name.
I'm just saying. We're gonna forget about it. We have.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Okay.
His point being, Steve Spagnuolo's scheme covers up Charvarius Ward's shortcomings.
Okay.
As to where Bob Sutton's, he put his cornerbacks on an island and they were exposed. But props to Spagnuolo.
Right.
It looks like there's no official word yet, but it looks like in the next couple of weeks, Tyrann Mathieu' contract will be extended.
Come on, man. Listen, do we gotta do a GoFundMe or something? I mean, listen, dude.
It's gonna happen.
This will be the biggest mistake.
No, it'll
since
happen.
the Jared Allen debacle.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That's another story for another. You want to not talk about Bob Sutton?
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm putting it in perspective. Like,
right.
We gotta get this done. Do you understand me? You know what I'm saying? The rent is due.
Right, that's what he says.
And I mean that. The rent is due. Pay this man. You know what I'm saying? Give him his money. Give him what he's worth. Give it to him.
He's the best safety in the league.
He's the best safety in the league, and he's the heartbeat of the defense. He's the heartbeat of the defense. No shot to Chris Jones or Frank the Shark Clark. Shout out Frank Clark, man. I hope you pulled through that, brother.
I'm going to ask you about that real quick, but go ahead and finish your
I believe in my second minute of my second minute right to bear arms.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
Okay, since we're going to go right to that, let's go right to that. We're going to go to Frank Clark.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk wide receivers, then wrap up the show.
Okay.
Real quickly, this is something that obviously is not in my it's something that I don't know about. I don't drive around with Uzis. But I think since the man was the only thing that sucks about it is he got caught, he got busted twice, he got pulled over twice, like 2 months apart, with having an Uzi that was hanging out of his duffel bag. I feel the media has tended to overhype it myself, because I think if Dustin Colquitt was driving around Overland Park or Leawood, Kansas with an Uzi in his backyard, it wouldn't have been looked as bad. But Frank Clark in Los Angeles, California, the guns weren't traced to any killing. I mean, there's no story about that. It's just having an Uzi. Just what's your overall take of this whole situation?
If Dustin Colquitt got caught with Uzi, you wouldn't have heard that it was an Uzi. You would have heard it was a firearm.
Right.
That's number one. If you notice how the story is being portrayed, it's all about the Uzi.
Right.
And then number two, I need people to understand the times that we live in. Okay? Understand this, especially in certain pockets of the United States of America.
Los Angeles.
I am a 40-year-old Kansas Cityan, born and raised. I grew up gangbanging. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, in the drug trade. I grew up in the projects. When you are a black man and you have things that typically 90% of your population, the population of black people, don't have, you are a target. So you don't hear about these things happening with, you know what I'm saying, respective white counterparts or either other nationalities in the National Football League, because they weren't raised the way that we were raised. You understand what I'm saying? Usually, not all African American athletes, but most of us come from, you know what I'm saying, lower situations. So the minute that we get something, you know, and another thing I want to touch on too, like, there's no programs in any of these organized sports organizations, You know what I'm saying? Whether it be the NFL, the NBA, you know what I'm saying, Major League Baseball, there's nobody here to tell these guys investments to make or how to keep their money or how to stay out of trouble, anything like that. You just give broke people millions of dollars and say, don't embarrass me. Okay? So a lot of these guys never had anything. So I know what it feels like to not have and then have. You're going to do everything that you ever wanted to do, whether it be buy cars, buy jewelry, go to clubs, meet women. You're going to live in excess. So for a guy who has millions of dollars, probably got millions of dollars worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry on, not hurting anybody. He's not walking down the street exposing the Uzi. He has an Uzi in his car. Why was he pulled over? I asked the real questions. Why was he pulled over in the first place? What was the probable cause of you searching this man's car and finding this Uzi? You know what I'm saying? Was the Uzi, like you said, did the Uzi have any bodies on it?
Nope.
Was he waving the Uzi around?
Nope.
Why aren't we asking the real questions? You know, the hard questions. That goes back to profiling and all of these things. You know what I'm saying? We don't hear about these things from, you know what I'm saying? I respect the Caucasian brothers in this fraternity of football. We just had a guy beat, a white guy beat the sleeves off of his fiance, girlfriend, or whatever a couple of months ago. And we never hear about that. We heard about it maybe a couple of days in the media, and nobody drugged him. Everybody said, well, we need to get him the help that he needs. Right. But just a day ago, Richard Sherman goes to jail for domestic violence, and you thought he committed a murder.
He was beating on the front door of his in-laws.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. The narrative, we got to change the narrative. Now, and I'm not saying that in a way Frank Clark is not wrong. I'm not saying that he's 100% in the right, but you got to understand this. Black man, Los Angeles, California. This is, and what a lot of people don't understand, Los Angeles, California is the gang bang mecca of the world. This is real Crips, I come from gang banging, and I was just in California. You know what I'm saying? Me and the rest of the mob was just in California last year. And when you go into these certain sections in the city, you might not know it, but we know it. When you go into these certain sections, you better have your head on a swivel, because you doing good in life. There's somebody out there that's not doing so hot, and you looking like a meal. You know what I'm saying? They might recognize you. Oh, that's such and such. He playing the league. I know he got some money. You know what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, I've always felt like this. Like I said, I believe in my Second Amendment right to bear arms. Right. That's why you don't see me on many planes. You know what I'm saying? You see me crisscrossing the country in vehicles, and that's for a reason. But like I said, it's not to, you know, oh, I'm big and bad. No, I'm going to protect myself. I'd much rather be judged by a 12 than carried by a 6. And sometimes your best line of defense is defending yourself. Not telling anybody to go out here and just be riding around with guns and flashing guns and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But we live in a world full of predators. And if you ain't at least protecting yourself, then you are prey. Like I said, for famous people that are known to have money, known to be stars, known to be living better than, 90% of the population, you're a target. So you got to protect yourself first. I can't call the police when somebody's running up on me with a gun. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or running up on me with a knife or trying to do something to somebody that's with me. I can't call the police. Oh, we'll call the police. Man, y'all not there right then and there. This can be life or death. So I believe in my Second Amendment right to bear arms. Frank Clark, I hope you pulled through that. He didn't do anything, in my opinion.
He wasn't shooting it.
Wasn't flashing it. Didn't get into any confrontations. Got pulled over. I don't understand why the car was searched. I don't understand any. Oh, we seen a Uzi in the duffel bag in the back seat. Right. First of all, what I know to be true is these stars, these players and actors, they're not riding around without 10 on their cars. Right. Trust me, I know this to be fact. I don't ride around with 10 not on my cars, and I'm a little bitty star. I'm a little twinkle twinkle little star. You know what I'm saying? But these guys are not riding around without 10 on their cars. Right. So for you to say, oh well, we seen the Uzi in the back seat, that means you went through this man's car, and I'm more than sure he did not give you permission to search his car. But whole different story.
I greatly appreciate your open honesty and the I haven't walked in your shoes, and you haven't walked in mine. For you to express that to my viewers, I greatly appreciate it, because it's not talked about enough. It's not. It's not talked about enough, even in radio sports. They'll just say, oh, he was found with this and he was found with that. That's why I greatly appreciate you.
It's not talked about because it's not the agenda. Right. That's number one. Right. Then number two, it's not talked about because it's not in the for commentators, and a lot of times I just give commentators passes because I know somebody pays you. Right. Nobody pays me, so I'm gonna say whatever I want to say.
And it's true.
You know what I'm saying? So,
well, back to Frank Clark on the field. When Frank Clark in 2018 was a Seattle Seahawk, he played alongside of defensive tackle Jerron Reed. Mm-hmm. They both were monsters for Seattle that season. Yeah. Jerron Reed, he was the Chiefs now. Jerron Reed's on the Chiefs. Right. Back when he played alongside of Frank Clark, he had 10.5 sacks. Frank Clark had 13.5 sacks. Let's get them together and let's have them wreak some havoc because the defensive line is going to be stacked. And real quickly, we're going to wrap up this real quickly here. What do you think of the wide receiver situation? Tyreek Hill, Byron Pringle, Marcus Robinson, McCole Hardman, Antonio Callaway, Jody Fortson, a freaking beast, 6'5".
Fill my bowl. Let me eat. That's all I got to say.
They got the best quarterback in the league throwing the football to them.
Travis Kelce. Shout out to Kelce.
Hell yeah, Travis Kelce. We know him. The tight end. It's going to be stud. Who do you like? Who do you like to shine opposite of Tyreek Hill? Who do you like to be the second wide receiver?
Oh, wide receiver. Okay. You got to be specific because this is that was about to be one of those no-brainer questions. But opposite of
Tyreek Hill, who do you like to be number 2? McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle, DeMarcus Robinson. Don't forget about the 5th round draft pick.
Right.
Cornell Powell.
Well, right now, you got to give respect where respect is due. And if we're talking about it before the season starts and people start showing their worth, right now, I got to go with McCole Hardman. Hands down, flat out. You know what I'm saying? He's been a contributor. So we gotta give him his time to shine. Let the boy eat. You know what I'm saying? Time to eat. Fill up my bowl.
That is the great Phi'Del Blocker from Chiefs or Die.
War Chief Fly.
You got to check him out. He's always on Facebook. He's going to be launching a YouTube page called Chiefs or Die soon because his content on freaking Facebook is so big, he's got to reach out to the masses on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm Shaggy Shane. I will be back in 2 weeks with Clay Whittler from Red Tribe Cinema and Lance Twidwell from The Spoken. I'm hoping to get Phi'Del to come out to St. Joe in 2 weeks as well.
I'm going to be there.
He's going to be there. It does take a while to get there, but, Arrowhead Stadium will be coming soon. We'll be going to the home opener. You got some plans.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely moving forward for Chiefs or Die. So get on Chiefs or Die soon on Facebook to find out everything that's going on. Because I know you're ready, aren't you, Phi'Del?
I'm born ready.
Because Arrowhead Stadium is 4 miles from my house, which you know. Here it comes, baby. It is only a short drive to the countryside. We're going. You can't run and hide. So many questions. Questions like asking why. Questions like, what's coming up with COD this year, Phi'Del?
Oh, man, listen, we're going to swing from the chandeliers. That's all I can tell you, man. You should be a part of this. COD Nation, members only.
See you in 2 weeks at training camp, baby. This is Shaggy Shane and Phi'Del saying, go Chiefs.
Chiefs or Die.